Okay, so what I want to do is, I want to warn you right now, apples are hard to do. Nothing is hard to do, so I kind of take that back. It's just a time-consuming process and lots of layers. And you got to have patience with it, okay? And you probably got to practice it a few times. That's why we got these worksheets, and so that you can learn, all right? So let's just start, and I'm going to try to make this as easy as I can for you, just like I did with that strawberry. Right, so let's start with knowing that we want to have a little, let's say we're going to have a white, light spot here, okay, because we got to have an area of light, and maybe we'll have our darker shade over here, our light side here, and maybe a little highlight at the top. And we want it to look some shiny areas and realistic, because otherwise it would just be a circle and a red apple. That's no fun, and that's boring. We want lots of layers and dimensions, and we want imperfections in the apple and a lot of things. So it is going to be a little bit of work, but with patience, your work is going to pay off. It's going to be so beautiful, and you're going to love it. So let's just get started. So what we're going to do here is first let's make the area with this. This is Deco Yellow, okay? And I want to create the area where we're going to have the light spot, okay? The little sweet spot of our apple is going to be right in this little area here, right? That's where our little light spot's going to be, and we're going to have some light over here. And now notice I'm just kind of, I call this blocking. I'm just blocking in some colors here. I'm not even being very particular how I'm doing it. And also, if you notice, the apples have like little veins in them, so that's why if it's streaky, it's okay. The streakiness is fine. We don't mind that. Okay, so that was easy, right? Simple Simon, no problem there, right? We got a nice little area blocked in. We can always come back in and refine how big you want your your little white shiny area. You can have it as big as you want. However, and also, by the way, if you start it off bigger, it's okay, because it's going to wind up getting smaller anyway. So it's better to kind of start your white spot off a little bit bigger. You can always make it smaller. Okay, now that was easy. Simple, simple. Now let's take another color here. And this one is Poppy Red. And that noise you heard was my sharpener. I use X-Acto. It's an X-Acto electric sharpener. It's easy for me because I have arthritis, and so it's just so easy. So this is Poppy Red. Now what I'm going to do is, the hardest part for people is to get the shiny spot. So I'm going to start here with the Poppy Red, and I'm just going to feather into the shiny spot the red, the Poppy Red. Okay, and I'm just kind of going around. Okay, and the reason that I'm starting at the bottom, you notice, is because if I started up here, the pencil mark would start here and go down, and it would be too heavy up at the top. If I flick it in like this, then it's lighter, where it's more of a blend and more of a natural blend, okay? And also, I'm not going all like in a line and going up. I have some strokes down here, some up, down, more natural. It's just, I'm more of a natural, effect. Okay, now where my apple goes here, I need to start creating a, where it's bending, right? So I'm just going to bring that Poppy Red down into that area, but I'm going to, again, bring it in. Okay. Just bringing it in, same way, just feathering it in. And you might have to watch this video just a couple times until you could get what I mean. And then once you get it in your head, and you're going to say, okay, I got it. And you'll understand why I'm doing it like this, and then it'll kind of click, hopefully, for you. I mean, like I say, it's not the easiest. Now, if you notice, too, I'm leaving a little area here. Let me show you in a minute. Let me just keep watching for a second while I do this. Okay, see how I'm just going away, and I'm also, if you notice, I'm going the way that the apple goes. The apple goes this way. I want the apple to have the little streaks, but I want the streaks to go the way that the apple turns. Okay, and the apple starts kind of straightening out here a little bit, and then kind of starts, see how it starts kind of curving this way. Over here, it starts curving, right? So I start filling it in over here, right? Over here, I want a little highlights. So I was thinking that if I want a little highlight, I'm going to leave that little white maybe up in here. That's why I'm starting up in here like this. See how I'm leaving a little area up in here, just so I can always go back in if I don't want it to be so highlighted. But I thought, well, what if I actually I made it too dark. I thought that's okay. Like I say, I haven't done an apple in I don't even know how many years. It's a long time. So your guess is as good as mine how this is going to turn out. But it's fun. I'm having a good time so far. So already I'm thinking this needs to be a little lighter here, so but that's okay. I'll figure it out. If we need to use an eraser, we will bring it out, and we'll figure it out. Okay, now over here, what I need to do is we need to bring in this. Now see how I'm kind of feathering it this way. See, I want this to kind of come in, and we can have some darker, some lighter. And right now we're not really so concerned with not really too concerned with the our coloring as far as the perfectness of it. Okay, we're just blocking in the colors at this point. Okay, so it's okay if we're not doing it so great. We're just, I hope, I mean, like I say, I haven't done this in a long time myself, so I'm just kind of throwing these colors in too. So okay, so I'm gonna go let's see, I'm thinking go like this. Alrighty, and I'm just gonna put it in there. We go. Alright, so now we've got a little highlight going here, little highlights and little lights here. Okay, now we need to start filling it in a little bit more. Same color, I didn't change colors, it's just the same color. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start making it look a little bit more like an apple. So I'm just kind of, now we want it, like I said, we want it to look real and we want it to look natural, right? So I'm going to add a couple more streaks maybe in here, but not too many streaks. We don't want it to be a little too crazy, but we want to have a few in here. Just a nice bright shiny apple in here, right? Nice bright shiny apple. Okay. And like I say, I could spend hours probably doing this apple, and I'm sure people do. And then they edit their videos, of course. So when you see it, you think, oh, why does my apple take hours? Well, I'm sure they do take hours, but I want to try to make this as fast as I can. I mean, not as fast, but just as easy as I can for you, but still have it be a nice apple for you. And I don't want to edit it either. I want you to see exactly what happens. So if I make mistakes and I have to fix it, I want you to see that too without me editing it out. You know, if I have to erase something, I'm just going to let you see how I fix it. Okay, now I know I want my apple to be a little darker down here, right? So right now I'm just still kind of blocking in right now where I kind of want my shadows to go. There's really no layers of color yet, really. I just am kind of putting a little bit more about where I want it darker and where I want it lighter. Alright? That's basically all I'm doing right now. See? But I mean, it's looking a little bit more like an apple than it did when we first started, before it was just one giant circle. Right now, at least it's more of an apple, right? Okay. All right. Okay, now up in this area here, I know I want to have it darker, so I'm gonna add a little darker area up in here. And I want it to be darker up in here, so I'm going to just darken this area up in here, and darken it up in here. Okay, just right now, still doing the same thing, just giving it some life. giving it some life here. This is actually so fun for me. Seriously, it's been a long time since I did one of these. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, let's see. We're gonna need some darkness over here probably. Okay. And, alright. Like I say, if you get those streaks, it's okay, because those streaks, like these little, I'm talking about these little things, these little, whatever, these veins, it's okay, because if you look at an apple, I've seen those, there's apples have that. But, okay, we're just still basically blocking it in, you know, where we're trying to get the lights and the darks kind of going. Okay, still not, this is nowhere near our finished rendition, but we're coming along here. Okay. And just do the same thing, just coming up in here. Alright, but see now what you can see, I mean, it's already, we got some highlights going in here. Nice highlights. Got some areas of lightness, darkness here. What I'd like to do, I kind of want different tones of the lightness and darkness though too, so let's kind of work with this a little bit here. I want to bring some of this up. Okay, now I know apples have like a waxy, I could feel myself rushing, and I shouldn't do that because I know I want to do a better job. So I'm going to slow down a little bit here on this part here. So I'm going to, what we want to do is, let's try this pink here. What is this? Let's grab a Deco Pink, and let's start blending in a little bit with this Deco Pink, a little bit just in here. I want to give it a little bit. Now see, I'm taking a little bit more time in here, as you can see, and I'm a little bit slower. I want to blend in that area where it's where the white is hitting, and make it look more like it's a little bit more feathered in. A softer blend. I don't want it to be so harsh. So I'm using this to kind of help me along, to help me blend that in. I could also use my finger and my pinky, which I'm sure I will as things get moving along. Alright. Now, see, I'm just kind of blending it a little. Alright. Okay, so let's come along. It's good. Okay, now let's grab a different color. What I need to do here is grab a, how about a, let's see, what would go good. Let's try a Scarlet Lake. And let's take a Scarlet Lake and start putting in another layer of some Scarlet Lake here. Okay, so another little layer at the bottom. Sorry, my dog here. I can hear my kids running around down there. Simba, shush. Alright, so it's okay, Simba. Shh. Alright, so we are just coming up here, and I'm just, with the Scarlet Lake, I'm just starting to add a little bit of shade. I want to keep it light up here, so I'm just, okay. Okay, so I'm just playing around with that Scarlet Lake down in here, and I want to bring some of that up in here. And again, remember, I'm keeping it very streaky. I don't want a solid color because I think, like I say, it just wouldn't look real. You're not going to have that real look to it. And I'm using a regular, just a regular 80-pound paper that I got at Office Max. It's a hammer mill paper. It's nothing special, nothing fancy at all. Just a regular 80-pound vellum. I think it's an 80-pound vellum paper. What's it called? Actually, I want to tell you because I'm sure you'll probably ask me. It's in a yellow box like this. It's just white. This is what it says. White. Oh, it's 90-pound. White 90-pound exact index paper. It's got a nice. That's it. Just a basic, simple. I think it's not even that expensive. It's nothing fancy at all. It's not this expensive, you know, real expensive art paper or anything like that. So, just so you know. Don't want you to think I'm using anything fancy, because I am not. Believe me. That's why. Also, if you can help me out and become a patron, you can instead of having to go to Etsy to get these downloads for these worksheets, you get them free. And anything I ever do, you'll have it'll be unlocked. So you'll get all my videos, you'll get all my downloads and everything free. Otherwise, you have to pay for these on Etsy for each one of the downloads. But you can just get them free if you become a patron, because I think it's pretty cool. And it helps support me too, so that I can buy paper, and I need new pencils, and I definitely need a new camera. So, and I want to keep making these for you. So, if you can help me out, that would be really great. You know, I'm just a single mom. I have 6 kids, and you know, just like everyone else, it takes a lot of time to do these. So, it helps me a lot. And also make sure you like and subscribe and stuff, because the more that you do that, it helps with my rankings on YouTube. My videos will pop up more, you know. So every time someone hits that like button, YouTube knows about it. Especially, and subscribe too, because that helps. So please don't forget it, because a lot of people, they say, "Oh, I love your videos," that's great. But they forget to hit the like button. They don't really realize how important it is. So do it now while you're thinking about it. Thanks. Okay, so anyways, all right. So now what I'm doing is you're just seeing it right here. I'm just adding this Scarlet Lake here, and I want it darker. Now but at least it's starting to look a little bit more like a real apple, huh? I'm actually liking the way it's coming out so far here. And there's a lot of coloring books that have some really good drawings with apples in it. So now you won't be afraid to. You'll be probably looking for those now. You're looking for apples in your coloring books, because now you'll know how to do them, and you'll say, "Oh my gosh, I know how to do apples." Well, hopefully, I'm not done yet. Maybe I'm tooting my horn too fast. Okay, I just want to. I'm trying. See, my pencil's not sharp enough, and that's another thing too. You got to make sure that you got to have your pencil's got to be sharp, otherwise you're just doomed. But if you have a Prismacolor set, you're already off to a good start. So, the best pencils, I love them. All right, see, but see what I mean though? How about the work involved? It's just so much fun. Because it's got to put a lot of layers in here. Alright, and I think I'll come up over here and I'm just going to keep going here, but I want to have a little bit more of a shade. So I'm just going to keep going. My shade here. It's looking more like an apple, isn't it? Okay. Alrighty. Okay, now I can't forget up here. I can't forget up here. I do the same thing. Here. Okay. It's coming around here. Just being a little bit more careful as far as how I'm coloring now. Before, I remember I was just kind of throwing it in. Now I'm just working a little bit more careful and just putting in the color here. Nice and light right in here. I want the core to be a little bit lighter, you know, than the sides. See how some are lighter, some are darker, some are longer, shorter. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do this side. So I'm just going to around here. And I want to bring that around. It's hard for me to color this way with my hand, but I'm trying. I don't want my hand to be in the way. Sometimes my hand gets in the way. It's annoying for you guys. Okay, I need to create a look of it bending, so in a little bit more depth. So let's give it a little bit more depth in here. And we need it more bending in here, right? So I'm just creating more of an illusion of more of a hole inside. See, I just wanted it to look like it was more of a hole inside of the apple. Just play around with it, you know, till you just keep messing with it. Okay. Alrighty, now I think what we need to do is we got to start giving it some goodness. It definitely needs some goodness. Okay, what colors should we put in? Let's try some crimson red. Alright, now with the crimson red, we're gonna come along here. Oops, that's okay. I'm just gonna with some crimson red. Come along the side, give it a nice. See, now what's cool is what I'm trying to do here is with apples. Apples have a nice waxy film on there, and so do these pencils. So I'm going to use it to my advantage here. And a lot of artists, they hate that waxy bloom. They say, "Oh gosh, the waxy bloom." I do not. I use it to my advantage, and I'm going to make it work for me, especially when we're doing this apple, right? Because I want it to look waxy. So we want it to look real. All right, like we want to grab it and eat it, waxy and real, shiny apple. It's already starting to come along, isn't it? Because the wax is starting to build up. I'm using it to my advantage, just like life, right? Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Well, pencils gives us wax, bloom. Yeah, well, we use it to our advantage. If you guys know me, if you ever know follow me, then you'll know I've been through so much crap in my life, it's ridiculous. But you know what? I'm a very positive person, and somehow I just try to look at the positive side of everything. I try. So same way with this. I'm looking at the positive side of the wax right now, and I'm making it work. Alright, I'm going to keep this nice and light up in here, but I kind of want a little bit darker. Maybe right in here. Give it a little bit more. But you see what I mean, though, about how you really got to work with it, you know? You really do. It's definitely a process. But it's already looking like an apple, isn't it? But now you know why I was doing it in those streaks. See? But see how the streaks are making it look. Those streaks are giving it that really cool apple look. The apple look. Did I just make a new trended name? The apple look. Lisa's apple look. Okay, so there we go. Now I kind of like this side being like that, where this is like this. I like this. I don't want it so jaggedy though, but that's okay. I know I got a lot more colors, a lot more layers. We haven't even blended yet. Okay, I'm just gonna add some of this in here. Okay, now let's just gonna keep messing around in here. Okay, now what I think I need to do now is need to let's see, how about adding some Tuscan red. Let's get some Tuscan red in here, and let's give this some nice shade to our apple. You know, my extreme method, I gotta have my drama. Light, medium, dark, and darkest, right? So now we got to put this in to really make our apple look glorious. Uh-oh, well, this kind of is not blending the way I want. Might have to pull out my eraser, but we'll see. This should be more of a smooth transition, I think, right? That's okay, we'll see. We shall see. I got to turn this a little bit, so I hope that doesn't drive you crazy, but you know, if you follow me enough to know that I have to move my picture to how I color, otherwise it doesn't come out good. And so just at this part, I'll try to move it back for you, but just right here. You can still see what I'm doing. I'm just shading right in here. I'll turn it around in a minute, but just for that line right in here, I felt like I didn't want to mess it up, so because I know I'm going to be shading with this, so I could just blend it right here. Okay, let me just turn it for you. Sorry. Okay. All right, so let's just keep on shading. Keep on shading. All right, now we want different areas, so I'm going to start really light. I'm going to start really light. Okay. And really light first. Just where I want my shades nice and light. Okay, very light right here. Okay, now I need it to be darker in here, these areas in here. Just working with my shading right now. I'm trying to get my darks in here. And I do have that wax bloom I'm dealing with, which is fine. I'm using it to my advantage, but you just don't fight it, you just work with it. Because now what happens when you have that wax bloom is it makes imperfections. But when you're dealing with something like this with the apple, I want the imperfections. I don't want it to be perfect. I like it if there's little bumps and little lines and streaks and stuff, because it's going to make my apple look more real, right? So for me, I like it. So I'm just, right now, just kind of creating my shaded area here. This is where I want my shade to go. Okay. Okay. shade in here. I'll use a little bit more shade in here. Okay. Okay, I actually don't want that much shade, so see, I just want to wipe it out a little bit. That's where I want my light side of my apple, right? It's kind of too much, but that's all right. See, I'm just going along here, just having fun with my apple. You're gonna have fun doing these too. They're just very relaxing. Just a little bit more work, a little bit more time consuming, that's all. If you want it to look real, that is. I mean, unless you just want to, you know, even if you did want to, one of those coloring books where there's apples in an apple tree. Boy, I remember when I did do an apple one a long time ago. It was an apple tree, and I took time on every single apple, and I don't have that picture anymore, but I remember it came out so good, because every single apple was like, you know, I just didn't make a bunch of little red circles. You know, and I did this when I was younger, too, and it came out so good. I was like, wow, I can't believe I did that. But I took time on my picture, you know. I just took the time. I didn't rush it, and I just had fun. I think it took me like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that. I got to open up a drink here. Excuse me for a second here. Okay. So I hope you enjoy coloring along with me. I hope you're having fun. That's the whole thing about this, is you got to have fun, right? Otherwise, why do it? You're doing it to have fun, right? That's why I'm doing it. I do it to get rid of stress, too. You know, with 6 kids and all this stuff that I have going on in my life, oh my gosh, I have stress. I love doing this. It just relaxes me so much. And then I love reading your notes here, all your little notes that you guys send me and stuff. I love it. I'm just so grateful and thankful. And then you'd show me your pictures and how much I've helped you. It makes me feel so good. But I read all the notes too, believe me. Don't think I don't. I do. Okay, so I'm just adding some shades, which gives it a little bit more drama. Okay. Okay, now what we need to do now here is we gotta take our apple here and we gotta give it some more, a little bit more, you know, different colors down in here. The darker shades, give it a little shade. We gotta throw some shade at our apple. Throw it some shade. Alright, put it up in here. Okay, I'm gonna leave this nice and light up in here. I like that light up in there, huh? I like that little light, the way that it comes down like that. So I think I'm gonna start maybe up in here, some more dark. Sometimes your apple will create its own little whirlwind of areas, and you just got to kind of go back and look at it, and you know, just keep your head when you're doing the shading. Like right now, if you can't hear how I'm talking further away, it's because I'm keeping my head a little bit further back away from the picture, because when I do that, then I can actually see more better where I want the shade to go. If your eyes are too close to it, you can't see it as well as where you want your shades, because you're just too on it. But if you go back, pull your head back a little bit, you get a better view. You know what I mean? You can see it from far away. You can see more where you really want your shadow to go. Okay. That looks pretty good, huh? Looks like a good little apple so far. Alright. Now, I'm going to take some white, and I want to go over this little, I want to blend in our highlight, because the highlight, to me, needs to be blended a little. So I'm just going to blend that highlight a little, blend the highlight in, just to smooth it out a little bit. Okay. Alright. I kind of went over some of my finger actually made that dirty in the middle. That's okay. That's why you need to, you can use your eraser. Okay. Your eraser can go in, give it a nice little, brighten it up if you want a little. Just brightening it up a little in some spots, that's all. And then I'm going to go back in. Let's take the, let's see, I need, not permanent red, poppy red. Yeah, poppy red is a little bit more redder, and I am going to go back in with the poppy red now. I'm going to go back in, do a nice, little bit more burnishing, poppy red. Careful in here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna poppy red. Pushing kind of hard actually. I'm just blending that in. Just trying to burnish it, give it a little bit more of a, I want it to glow kind of in there, which it is. Now I'm just going through with the poppy red now and making the apple, get rid of all the white, kind of the white spots in the apple over here. See, I'm just kind of going through here and filling in the apple a lot more. Now this is where it's going to start looking more like an apple here. I don't want to fill in all the spots, but I do want to fill in a lot of the spots. But now the wax is really starting to come through, so it's going to definitely more like an apple. Alright, there we go. Alright, now, I'm going to bring this down in here, it's down in here. And if, like in here, I don't like that, obviously, I don't like that, obviously, so I'm gonna need to find a little eraser here. I'm gonna go through in here and I'm just gonna give it a little bit more love, just so it has a little bit more of a natural. The highlights are, a little bit tricky because you want to, you want it to look like a natural highlight. You don't want it to, you just don't want it to be a big blob of white in the middle. So you just, sometimes you got to take time to feather it, like this, and then go back in again with the red. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feather it here, just because you see, I'm gonna go back in again with that poppy red again, and I'm gonna feather that back in, or like that, just to, I don't know how many times I got to do it till I'm happy. I don't know. I just want it to look good, you know. Like I say, you could spend hours on this thing. You really could. All right, but what I want to do is I want to show you something what we got to do too, though. Let's take a deco yellow, make it really sharp, because we want to add something that's going to really do a touch. Let's take our deco yellow and go back in here and add some more of that yellow to give it another glow. Give it some more of that glow in here. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to add some imperfections into your apple, because you know how apples have little, I don't know, they're like little dots, little, like pock marks, sort of, like little. You just want to go in here and put some of these in here, because it's going to give it a nice. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see? I don't see. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully you could see those. I don't know if they're showing up or not for you, but put in some of these little, gives a nice realistic look. A little bit more anyway, of a realistic look to it when you put these on here. You can't, if you use a gel pen, it's going to look too much like freckles or polka dots. So that's why these are just little subtle, little, just at the bottom. You know, maybe a couple up here. Some close together, you know, some farther apart. Some bigger, make some bigger, smaller, whatever. Okay. Some couple in there just to give you a nice look to your apple. Okay, let's do this stem. Let's finish it, and then, because sometimes you don't really know if you like it until it's actually finished. Let's do some sienna brown, and I'm just going to put some sienna brown in here. Actually, that sienna brown might be good. I might go back in and highlight, use some sienna brown in here. So I'm going to go through in here now and get that stem going in here. And I'm going to put some of that sienna brown in here. Darken this a little bit. Sienna brown. Okay. It's all right. All right. I kind of like this sienna brown. I'm just going to see if it. Sometimes if your wax bloom is too built up, it won't work. So. You can use it if you want. Just play around when you are messing around with your apple, but I'm just going to give you an idea. See if it shows up. Right down here. Espresso probably would be good too, but alright. Either way. Okay. Like I said, you could spend hours on it, you know. I just wanted to give you the idea. Sienna brown, I'm just making a little stem. I'm not going to do anything fancy here with the stem. I'll throw it in there like so. Let's take let's just grab some espresso and put some down in here just to. Okay. Actually, I'm going to try it just to see, because I was talking about enough. I want to see if I like that espresso. Let's try it. It darkens it up kind of nicely. Yeah, it's a good shading color. If you want to use that espresso, put some espresso in there too. If you want. Put some shade with that. I like the espresso. It's nice. Espresso's good. I like the espresso. I'll put this on your sheet. It gives it a little bit nice of a depth to the area where you really want it to, where you really want that shadow to really pop out, which is good. I like that. And you're gonna want that in some of your pictures. You might want a nice, good shadow. If you do, that espresso would be good for that. So, see how I'm just kind of going up with my finger, but I'm going up the way that I want it to go here. Like I say, you can see I could just spend hours doing this, and you'll find the same thing will happen to you, or you'll just, spend hours working on something, and that's just how it goes. But it's fun. That's the whole thing. It is fun to do. All right. Okay, so now a leaf is just that's a little bit of espresso here. Okay, let's grab some, I don't know, let's see, what colors, we were having a deco yellow, right? So since you have that on your thing, let's just grab some deco yellow here. And I'm just going to put some deco yellow on the tips. And I'll put some deco yellow on the sides here. Deco yellow on the sides here. And deco yellow on the sides here. Alright, let's grab some lime peel. Take some lime peel. And we'll put some lime peel up in here. And some lime peel up in here. I'll leave some of the edges lighter, huh? Maybe I'll leave some little veins of yellow through there. Can always change it. Okay, I'm going to turn it. I'm going to kind of the same thing over here. I'm just put lime peel's a good color for leaves. I'm just going to blend it in here into this. Maybe leave a little lighter at the tip, huh? Just blend it. Okay. Now just let's feather it. Making it darker towards the bottom because more shadier towards the bottom, right? Okay. I should sharpen my pencil. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, then let's take some, I don't know, grab some apple green. Grab some apple green and some brighten it up a little bit. Some apple green in here. Give it a nice bright leaf. Brighten it up in some spots. Not to do all the areas. putting it in some spots, see? Just some areas here. I don't want the whole area, the whole leaf to be one solid color. That would be boring too, right? Okay, we need a, what about like a, we need like a marine green or something. Dark green would work too. We'll just grab a dark green. And bring some dark green up here. And we'll make a little stem. Then we'll blend some dark green in. Blend some dark green into here. Okay, let's do some shading in here. Huh? It's going to come along the side. And I'm just going to bring some of that I want it to be a little bit more shadier on the bottom side. I'll feather out that bottom. Okay. Oops, that's a little too dark, but oh well, that's okay. This isn't a study on leaves, right? But oops, now my leaf got way too dark, but that's all right. All right, I'm just gonna go through here and give it an edge. I'm gonna now have to do the other side, obviously, because the side got too dark. You can tell I didn't give my leaf much love, did I? I was so into the apple, I didn't give my leaf much love. You know why? Because I'm already thinking about how am I going to upload this video and all the thumbnails I got to make for it and all the stuff I got to do. My mind was already trailing, so that's why this leaf came out kind of sucky. So sorry about that. Oh well. Good thing this isn't a study on how to do leaves, huh? But I don't want to leave you with a crappy leaf, so I'm going to not quit. And I'm going to see if I can salvage it somehow. Espresso. I need espresso. I'm going to have to do some magic here to do something to this leaf. This leaf needs some serious help, so I'm going to put this in here like this, and then I'm going to come along the side, okay, and then I'm going to give this a little shade. Sorry, my kid came in, I had to do something here. Okay, I'm going to turn this around here. Espresso, I'm going to add a little espresso in here. My son came in and saw this apple and goes, "Whoa, that's an awesome apple! Oh my gosh!" Well, thanks. That made me feel good. It made me feel really good, actually, because I've been looking at it so long. Well, as long as you've been sitting with me, is how long I've been looking at it. And so I didn't get a chance, to even reflect on it. And I was like, so it's my first kind of compliment on it. It made me feel good. Gosh, I'm just sucking on this leaf for some reason. My pencil's not working right. Sometimes that happens, so don't feel bad, if once in a while something doesn't come out right, because it happens, even to the best of us. I've got to figure this out, though, because I'm not happy. This is just a blending. I'm just using a cream. I'm just going to blend this out This is funny that this is happening to me. This is actually cracking me up. This is a simple leaf. I do thousands of these and I can't get this leaf. What the heck? I'm not gonna scratch this video just because I messed up this leaf. Can you imagine have to redo this whole video after it took an hour on that? I don't even know how long that leaf took, but I mean that apple took, but I'm not gonna ruin that over this stupid leaf. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay? Either way. Sorry about this crappy ass leaf, okay? Sorry I said ass. I'm just frustrated right now. Okay. Alright, I got red all over me. Okay, so, oh well, I guess I can do this off camera, but my OCD is kicking in right now. My OCD, you're actually watching me, my OCD, because I can't even turn off my computer because, or my camera because, okay, so there you go. Let's pull out on a wide screen here. Hey, actually, look at that. Even on the, I'm looking at it on my camera, it looks pretty good. It looks like a nice, realistic apple, doesn't it? Wow, that looks really good. For me not doing an apple in so many years, I'm actually pretty proud of that apple. So there you go. Ta-da! Apple. All right, so that's how you do an apple. I'm going to write all the colors for you. I'll put them all right here like I always do in my normal way. And I put a couple of bonuses in for you here so you can color in these apples here too. And just practice how they look on a tree. Don't do a crappy job on your leaf. Practice doing leaves so you can do a good job on your leaf. And practice doing stems. I would put a nice glow up here, like a glow of a color, so that looks like the sun is shining down. Maybe have the sun shining from up above, you know. Have your light source maybe in this area. I would put maybe, you know, you could do the light source kind of the same. Just do the same way here, and then do the same way here. Have your light source on this apple. Practice it being over here, and then you'd have another maybe light spot up here. So just practice doing that and have your shade. Now you would put a little bit shade underneath here. You know, so have a little shady area underneath here. All right, a little lighter, maybe a little bit lighter over here, but a light spot up here, a little darker under here. Okay, so practice doing these leaves, these apples, and see you on the next video. I hope that I made this as easy as I could for you, and I hope that you really like the way that this apple turned out. Don't forget to put in these little spots. I don't know if you could see them or not in here. I'm trying to see if I can get close up, but those little spots will make a difference on your final apple, make it look a little bit more realistic for you. And I hope that you like it. So thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe and become a patron if you can. I will put the link below. Thanks a lot, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao.